All right, folks. So we're going to be reacting to a video today where Tommy Robinson exposes Piers Morgan. He looks at him in the face and he has his criticisms as one Brit to another. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comments. Follow me at Rafi, the realtor, for all of your real estate South Florida needs on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. And you can support the channel via the Buy Me a Coffee link by clicking on the link in the description or pinned comment. Let's rock and roll.
It was you that lied, Piers. It wasn't just that Piers lied. Piers should have, by now, come out after watching that documentary and seeing what he'd done to that young 15-year-old child, Bailey. He should have come out and apologised. He can have his venom against me. He can dislike me. He can despise me. Whatever problem he has with me, he can have. But he should have accepted when he's done damn wrong. Because he's done something very really.
No, I mean,
so,
and you'll know.
And I'm not going to under-prepare because I'm going to make Piers Morgan look like the schoolboy that he is.
Well, two things I just want to say. Well, firstly, I personally interviewed, I like to make this clear on every reaction video I do about Tommy, that I flew to England and had Tommy on my podcast. And it was an amazing discussion. So if you want to check it out, just search Tommy Robinson on my show. If you go to my homepage, you'll probably see it. It's the main video. So, in my opinion, Piers Morgan is not interested in solving problems. You know, you could say he's a patriot. I'm sure many Brits here might say he isn't one, but Tommy Robinson is literally willing to risk his life for England. It's a totally different level of patriotism. Tommy has been going out on the streets, battling the gangs, calling out these Pakistani, grooming gangs from the beginning for years and years and years. You can't compare the two, you know. So this is quite some time ago because Tommy was let out of prison a while back. Maybe it was a year ago or a year and a half ago. I don't quite recall. But I wanted to comment on this video and share it because it's big, it's important, you know. And he's debating someone who has these political conversations for a living, you know, Piers Morgan. So I wanted to share this with you guys.
You are here instead of being on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
He's very angry about that. He said when you announced this interview that you had bottled it. I had said on the show earlier this week, and by the way, I have no personal issue with Piers at all, but I had said on the show earlier this week, there's a very dark side to what he's trying to do. He wants you to go on Uncensored, repeat something from silence, which is then going to have you in contempt of court and then send you back behind bars. He's been very honest about it. And that's why usually I'd say, yeah, go right ahead, have a debate with Islam with him, but that's not what he's trying to do.
It's not uncensored. He says it's called uncensored. He had me blocked for the last 2 years. Since our last showdown, what was it, 3 years ago? He's had me blocked totally. And at that time, it's only now he's gone on his own YouTube channel, I believe. I said, would you come on and have a discussion? I need to have a discussion with him at some point. It's just that, Dan, when I was in jail, you spoke up for me. There's so many presenters, commentators that spoke up for me that actually allow a discussion. So even if you disagree with someone, we probably don't agree on every single thing, yeah? But we can sit and talk about it. Piers don't talk. He just shouts over you. When I went on last time, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. When I watch it back, I'm embarrassed for him. And it hasn't aged well for him. And I think he probably has seized the change in atmosphere as well of the entire nation. He got schooled by, I'm only catching up the last couple of days. As I'm looking through, I saw Tommy Phobia by, I missed
Elon
it.
Musk,
I was in jail, wasn't I? I was in jail, so I was looking, Piers literally had his pants pulled down by every American commentator on this issue. And then he talks about, and he's still trying to say, yeah, you lied. It's like, mate, 167 million people watched that documentary. I don't need to comment on it.
No, and we also have to realise that there is no justice system in this country. There is a judiciary. There's a judiciary that works on behalf of the deep state. And the problem is, yes, Piers might be opening his eyes to certain issues. For example, the Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. Whole network behind the scenes that works to silence people like you. And the fact that you're in contempt of court, in my view, doesn't mean that what was said in silence was a lie.
No, the public, as I said, in the court of public opinion, just read under his comments on his own social media, read every comment. Every comment's telling him, we've seen the evidence. We saw. It was you that lied, Piers. It wasn't just that Piers lied. Piers should have, by now, come out after watching that documentary and seeing what he'd done to that young 15-year-old child, Bailey. He should have come out and apologised. He can have his venom against me. He can dislike me. He can despise me. Whatever problem he has with me, he can have. But he should have accepted when he's done damn wrong. Because he's done something very, very wrong. His reporting was wrong. His encouragement and his incitement of hate against a child was just wrong. And he hasn't held his hand up once. He should have reached out to that child. That's what he should have done by now. But he hasn't. He's actually just carried on digging his own hole. It's like, mate, everyone's watched it. It doesn't really matter what you say, Piers. Everyone's watched it.
And also, for someone who has a show called Uncensored, and as I say, I have no personal issue with Piers, he should be very concerned about the fact that there is a citizen journalist in this country who is banned from speaking about his journalism, contempt of court ruling. By the way, and I haven't spoken about this before, I am currently subjected to a gagging order from the High Court, which also means that I would be in jail for contempt of court. I'm currently at the moment having to weigh up, is there a way to get the truth of this story out via America? So this is not a one-off. This is something now that the UK state under Slippery Starmer is going to start using to shut down dissident voices. And Piers should be so concerned about that. Even if he disagrees with silence right, he should be so concerned about
Piers
that.
is part of that. Piers is part of that. Piers is part of that machinery. Piers is part of the establishment machinery. Always has been. Pretend he's not. Look, I said, when the grooming scandal went on at the height of it, Piers Morgan was the editor of the Daily Mirror. Are we supposed to believe? We know that Andrew Norfolk tells us he knew it was going on. We know that politicians knew. We know that the government knew. We know the police knew. We know everyone knew. Are we meant to believe that the lead head of the Daily Mirror had no idea and was not aware that these gangs were raping their way through our country? He knew. He made a decision not to comment on it. He was weak, and he continues to be weak. And even when I went on with him in whatever year it was, when I went on and we were discussing after the Manchester terrorist attacks.
Yeah, it's pretty evident that Piers doesn't want to get involved in this, and the reality is the English leadership is scared to confront these issues because they'd rather silence the people that are coming out, such as Tommy, to not stir up a ruckus, so the Islamic gangs don't start breaking things and causing problems, and it's a fear. And the reality is you have to confront the problem and deal with it. You can't ignore it. You can't make believe it doesn't exist. It's a big mistake.
It's like when I keep watching him on these shows talking about like trying to take some moral high ground because I've got a conviction for mortgage fraud. It's like, mate, my brother-in-law lied on a self-certification mortgage. Yeah, find me the man and I'll find you the crime. Piers Morgan made fake images of our armed forces with Iraqi torture pictures and endangered our armed forces. He wants to talk about morals. He hacked dead kids' phones.
Which he denies.
He denies, but he's admitted it in multiple interviews with other people and talking to them, which will come out in the court case. So hacking dead kids' phones, I think the public can make their own mind up on who takes the moral seat here. The reality is, at the height of what should have been his journalism, he was a coward. And he continues to be. But at the same time, when I've come out, and he has contacted me for the interview, there's lots of things he said lies about me. I know they are. So I would like to have a discussion with him about it, but on my terms, not on his terms. It's like, mate, I'll do talk shows with people who I feel, are the future of the media. I don't think Piers is the future of media. I think Piers is a dinosaur and doesn't realise he's dying. I think, like, mate, you're old school. There's a new guard here. There's a new media here. You're not going to be part of it. Yeah?
What my issue is that he's setting up the interview on these very narrow terms, saying he is only really going to question you about silence.
He only wants to question me about something I'm not allowed to talk about.
Yeah. Because he wants you in prison. Now, look, it did kick off, though, yesterday. I've got to go through this back and forth.
I laughed all day.
Between you.
Do you know I laughed all day? Thank God for Elon Musk. I was just like, even now I'm laughing about it, I'm just like, oh, shut up.
Well, we've got that post, actually. He responded saying, laugh all you like, bottle job, but the joke's on you. Your supporters can't believe you're too scared to be interviewed by me. Your response?
I'm scared of Piers Morgan, yeah? Piers, the last time I went on his show, just read the comments. Go and pick up any of the news articles. It was the most watched episode of Good Morning Britain there's ever been. Yeah, just go and read the comments. Your own post that you posted there. Just read the comments, mate. I embarrassed you 167 million views. I exposed you to the world.
And you said to him yesterday, the truth is worth going to prison for, no regrets. He responded by saying, you literally went to prison for lying and breaching a court order not to repeat your lies. And I suspect the reason you're bottling my show is because you know if you repeat the lies again when I challenge you, you'll be back.
Oh, so we can see his
prison.
intention. See, I didn't even read that. We can see his intention. But the reality is, my documentary was not my opinion. I didn't. When he says I lied, I wasn't in court for anything I said. There were witnesses and there were school records. It's nothing I've said. Yeah. So let's not pretend I've sat there and said things and I'm in court for lying, because it's not my opinion.
It's a piece of journalism which the state has censored.
They censored, they gagged the school teachers, they paid them £275,000. The documentary showed all this. See, when he's still trying to argue, it's like anyone who watched the film, there's no grey area, Piers. It's there, yeah? I didn't lie. Everyone knows I didn't lie. And don't you think, and when I say it was worth going to prison for, I don't have any regrets. You know why I don't have any regrets? Because you know that poor child that had his life ruined, Bailey? He now walks the streets and people shake his hand. He now walks his hometown and all the people that turned on him and everywhere. He couldn't walk down the street. People want to kill him.
So it was worth all of those months in solitary?
It was worth it. It was worth it. Bailey's a lovely kid from a difficult brick upbringing.
Yeah.
A really good kid. A really good lad. He lived with me. I don't know if you know that. So when this happened at the school, he was 15. I went up there, met his mum, his two little sisters. They had nowhere to live. They were hiding. I said, right, come back with me. I brought them all back to Luton. The mum, the two sisters and Bailey lived with me at my house for 6 months at the house. I had to watch the decay of the family, all the issues they were going through.
And the Bailey point is genuinely emotional. The level of personal involvement he describes.
He jumped on the vaccine, just like he jumped on everything. He jumped and tried to ride this wave of virtue whilst destroying
Damages when he
7 million people have seen it. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter. Your credibility's shot. Absolutely shot, Piers.
He says, I have the fastest growing YouTube news show in the world. I don't need bottle job Tommy, but he needs to stop hiding from me and do a proper interview, not these endless cozy chats with deluded sycophants who suck up to him. Who on earth could he mean? What's he scared of?
Well,
What are you scared of?
I'm scared of nothing. I'm scared of my mum, right? She's not
You should be.
Not you, Piers, right? Not you. So I will, when the time's right for me, and I'll be honest, just speaking totally honestly here, which Piers is full aware of, because I did contact him and let him know this, yeah? I've come out of jail 7 months solitary confinement. I come out in not a great place again. So you would have seen I made a video where I said I'm taking 2 weeks backseat here.
Yes.
I'm taking that time because I'm not right in myself, and I know I'm not right. So, and it's like, Piers, if you just sat in solitary confinement and you'd been through what I've been through and you're trying to deal with all the other problems that come with it, it's natural. I know what I'm going through is natural because I look at all the side effects of solitary confinement and what it does.
Okay, so it's very obvious that, and if it's not obvious to you, then you just don't know what's going on here. And I would implore you to go check out the Tommy Robinson episode on my show, and you will be far more educated on the matter. But for all the Brits and the people that are up to speed, I will say that Tommy has no fear of debating Piers. He would destroy Piers in a debate. It's that he's worried that of the censorship of the UK, because if he says the wrong thing, he can be put back in prison again. So that's what it comes down to. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, like the video, follow me, Rafi the Realtor, on Instagram for all of your South Florida residential real estate needs. You can go to the description or pinned comment to support the channel via the Buy Me a Coffee link. And I hope to have you tune in to the next video. Until next time, peace out.